Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own custom turret. Last time I showed you how to use the existing memory points and selection names to create your own main gun. Today we're going to create our own name selections and new access points and add a new class in the config and new animations in the model.cfg. So let's get started. I was thinking we could animate this front left turret. I'm only going to do this one, and you can try to do the right one yourself. Okay. First of all, we need to make the named selections for this turret here. Let me start by selecting this visual LOD here, edit mode. To make it easier to select, I'll just hide the body for now. Push L to select the whole mesh and H to hide it. And let me see, create a new group here. Let's call it front left turret. Okay. I think this will be the turret. And I think that this whole part under here will be the gun. So assign that. Just gonna hide it. Select the rest. Call it front left gun. Oh. Assign. Okay. Ideally, this whole barrel should roll while firing. We can do that on a later tutorial. For now, it will just stay still while firing. Next thing we need to do is to make the access points for the gun to move. So let's go into object mode. Go into the memory LOD. Edit mode, vertex selection here. I usually just make a new plane to create a new vertex point. I don't just duplicate existing ones because they already have names for something else. So Shift A, create a new plane. Now I'll just take one of the vertex points from that and delete the rest. I'll just leave this here for now and duplicate from this point, so I can create more points without creating a new plane. So okay, let's start. Object mode, go into the model. Let's start with making an access point in the middle here. Shift S, cursor to selected. Go back to the memory LOD. I'm going to duplicate that point with Shift D, Shift S, selection to cursor offset. Yeah, hold C to go into wireframe. Yeah, and I'll duplicate that point again and drag it somewhat down. This here, right now, this will be the axis for the turret. So let's call that axis front left turret. Okay. I think the next axis for the gun to move up and down should be around here, so that this part here can move according to that. So let's duplicate this point again. Shift S, selection to cursor offset, and let's just put this one here, duplicate it, the other one here, and give these two the name axis front left gun. Okay. We also need points for where the muzzle is and where the chamber is, or the gun begin and the gun end. I'll explain later why. And we need 1 point for where the gunner should view from, a gunner view. So okay, let's duplicate this again. I'll just drag it over here, somewhere in the center. Yeah, that's probably fine. And I'll duplicate it again. I'll just put it in the back so that it doesn't really matter the distance between these two. It's just that the chamber point should be behind and the muzzle point should be in the front. And before I name them, I'll just duplicate this and create the gunner view memory point as well. This can be, yeah, little. Wait a minute, maybe this could be the camera or something. No, okay, let's just leave it here. This is where the gunner should view from. Let's see. This point I'll name front left muzzle. And this one front left chamber. This one front left gunner view. Did I assign those? No, I didn't. Sorry. Select that again. Assign it as the chamber. And this one, assign it as the muzzle. So, to be sure I assign them all, I usually just go over them to see, oh, I forgot this one as well. There we go. Select these two. These are the axes for the turret. Yeah, that one I didn't forget. The muzzle, chamber, gunner view. Okay. And one more thing that's important to remember is these points here. You want them to follow the gun's movement. Right now they are not attached to it, so they need to be in the same selection. Let me show you what I mean. Go to this object here. The whole front left gun is this selection here. That selection should also be in the memory LOD. Let me show you. Create a new group. Front left gun. And assign these 3 points to it. Like that. Another thing I want to do is to add the muzzle flash for when it fires. That's used for proxies are used for that purpose. Let me see if I can find the layer from the sample tank. You see this has a lot of proxies, and this turret right here has a proxy for the muzzle flash. So I'll just copy that one, Shift D for duplicate, P for separate to a new object. And now if I select this one, that's the only object that's there, and I want to merge that with my visual object with the tau hammerhead. I also like to remove all the named selections from this object that don't exist anymore. So I installed an add-on for Blender that removes unused vertex groups. just Google remove unused vertex groups for Blender, and you can add it yourself. So you find that option here, remove unused vertex groups, and you see the only ones remaining are the one that has this proxy selected, or in a name selection. So before I merge it into this object here, I'll just give it the right names. I'll delete that, and I'll call it front left muzzle flash. And this is the path to the muzzle flash itself. So I actually like, I have another one I like that has a big muzzle flash. Let me see if I can find that. Whoops. If you see this path here in your P drive, you'll find all the cool muzzle flashes. And I kind of like the cheetah one. That's big and flashy. Just copy the name, add it to the path, copy everything except the letter, and in front of the name here it should be proxy colon, and then just paste the rest of the path like that. Remember, if you want more than one, you will have to give them numbered selections. So if I were to have two, I will have later for this other one, I would have to name this, for example, 0.1, and I can really just leave it like that too. So okay, let's attach this proxy to the hammerhead. So hold shift, click on the hammerhead. Oh, sorry, not that one, the hammerhead. And press shift J. Oh, sorry, control J. They are now merged. So going to edit mode, I find my muzzle flash here, and I'm just going to move it on the x-axis to the right spot, down here and to the front of the gun. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, looks fine. Okay, let me have a look at the memory points once more. I don't think I forgot anything, so let's just try to export the model. Export P3D to your P drive. And remember to always open and save it in Object Builder. Now let's have a look at the code. I cheated a little, so I have my turret class already set up, and I'll show you where to put it. This is not the one I want. Sorry about that. This is how the original CFG vehicles for the sample tank looks. It's like this. This turret, the main turret, and the commander turret that is on top of the main gun is also inside there. You could really just delete that, because we don't want the turret on top of the main gun. And I'll let's see. I'll call this left, front left. turret. Front left. And I'll add it inside the turrets class after the main turret. So I'll do it right here, paste it in here. I'll provide the code, the config and everything in a link in the description, so we don't have to write it all from the video. Yeah, this inherits from the new turret class, which is also already defined up here. This is first, the gunner name is the name of the gunner position you get into. This is also defining where the gun starts and ends. Where, if you remember, I defined the muzzle and the chamber in the memory points. And these are these names here. To be honest, I don't really know what these are for, but they are also defined in these animation source body and animation source gun, and they need to be defined to for use as animation sources when we make the animations later. I'll explain later when we get so far. This here, memory point gun, this is where the bullets come out from. I have the same selection. Front left muzzle flash, or muzzle I mean. Let's see. Yeah, that's this point right here. Front left muzz. Yeah, I skipped these two. This is the crosshair you see when manning that gun. That can also be changed by using some other vanilla Arma. If you just look up what's in this path right here, you can change it to something else, or you can make your completely own optics. But that's way down the line on another more advanced tutorial. This here is where you look out from when in the gunner position. Remember, I made this memory point here, front left gunner view. That's this point right here. Yeah, and here is the weapon you want to be assigned to the turret. Let me show you something cool. If you Google Arma 3 vehicle weapons, you find this option here. In here, if I search for that weapon, LMG 200, this is the weapon and all the magazine types it uses. Right now I'm using this mag here. You can very easily find a totally different weapon, a minigun or whatever, and put that in here. This here, it causes the muzzle flash to flash when firing. So remember, I made this selection here, front left muzzle flash, and this is not in the memory LOD, it's in the visual LOD. It's the proxy, this one. Yeah, and some other options. You can define how far you want the turret to move around and up and down and everything. There are also tons of other variables you can use. For example, if I set 1 here, using this turret will actually start the engine, but I don't want that, so I'll leave it at 0. So I think that's sufficient in the config. And then let's move over to the model.cfg. First of all, we need to define the new bones we made in CFG skeletons. Let's see, the hammerhead. Let's see, the hammerhead inherits from this, and this inherits from this, and so forth. But thinking you could have many hammerhead variants, but I think all of them have these turrets on the sides, so that should be a common thing of the Tau hammerheads. So I'll add the bones here, add a comma here, since you're adding more elements. We'll add a front left turret attached to nothing. Then I'll add the front left gun attached to the front left turret. And I'm going to attach the muzzle flash, front left muzzle flash to the front left gun, like so. And in order to keep this muzzle flash from being, this should be hidden on spawn and only visible when firing. And to do that, you need to add this muzzle flash selection to the sections of the vehicle. Let's place it in the right one. Now the CFG skeletons ends here. Now we're going on to CFG models. This is where we define the animations and everything, and we choose which skeleton we will use for this model. So let me just find yeah, hammerhead base. Yeah. I'll just add those here. This is the muzzle flash. It needs to be defined in sections. And, I can go over the sections part later. It's used for a lot of other stuff too. Yeah. Okay. Now let's find the animations for the main gun. I think they're yeah, they are here. And you see right here are the animations for the turret for the commander, the original commander. So our turret will be pretty similar. So I'm just going to copy those and add it in my hammerhead base. I'll just add it on top here. And I'm going to call them, yeah, front left turret. I'm just going to inherit from the main turret. Most of the options will be the same. This I'll call front left gun. Now the source for this, the animation source, what will cause this animation to move? That's the animation source we made over here in the config CFG vehicles. Animation source body. I call that FL turret. Yeah, same name as the class. They don't need to be the same name. I know that can be confusing. I just named them like that. And this class here has nothing really to do with the name of the class here. But doesn't matter if they're the same either. Yeah. Front left gun is the animation source for this. And now the selection, this is the bone, and that is also called front left turret. The bone in the skeleton here. And remember, I made an axis in the memory load that I called axis front left turret. Same here, that was called front left gun. This was called axis front left gun. Now I think I have everything in place, but usually things don't work out on first try in Arma, so let's try. Go back to Blender. Oh wait, didn't I export it already? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did export it. Open add-on builder, packet. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I'll get into the front left gunner position, and you see I can move it around. And fire. Yeah. Like I said, there's also there are also a lot of other cool stuff you can do. For example, the muzzle flash. You can cause it to rotate, making it look more realistic. Right now it's stuck in the same position on every bullet, you see. So next time I can do that, and I'll try to make the whole all the 4 barrels rotate while firing. You can also add empty shells coming out when firing. I don't know if that's something Tau uses. This should probably not fire bullets anyway. Also, you see that little smoke piece that comes out from the top. I will also fix so that smoke comes out of the barrel. But you get the idea. For the next tutorial, I'll do that. Okay, guys. Bye bye.